Hello everyone, I think we are live. Oh, let me just turn on that other light so that we can, there we go. Hello everyone, how are we? I've got wires everywhere. I feel very unorganised for our live today, but I'm sure it will be fine. How is everyone? I need to find somewhere to hang that. That's better. That can go there. Lovely. Right, let's just check that we are all fully live and that you can all see what I can see. Oh, yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to check the sound. So oh yeah, that seems good from a sound point of view. So happy Thursday and happy crafting live evening. I have got well, I didn't really know what I was going to do, but I have come up with a little bit of an idea just on the back of the fact that this week in the month in July is very birthday heavy. Hello Josh, hi Claire, how are you? I don't know if you can hear that little noise in the background, but that is something that I need to let you know about in a second, because I have got some fun news to let you know as well. But yes, this is a busy birthday week here. Because my dad's birthday is this week, my niece's birthday is this week, and it would have been my nana's birthday this week. So the 19th, 18th, 19th and 20th, I can't even count, that's when the birthdays fall. So they're all within, a couple of days of each other. So I thought a birthday card was was right for the live today. I was going to say on the cards, and that would just be silly, wouldn't it? So I do have the perfect stamp set for this, and I've not used it for ages. Oh, and there it is. Look, it's the birthday. I can't remember what it's called now. Birthday bear. That should have been easy to remember. So it's the birthday bear. And I also think that I might use the bold sentiments as well, because you've got the happy birthday in here as well, which would be quite cool to use. So I'm thinking that along these sort of lines would be quite cute. Hello Annalisa, how are you? Laura says, can't come on properly just now. I was stuck building a swing seat for the kids. Well, I'm not actually building, I'm just supervising. That sounds very, very, that sounds like a lot of work to be done there. So I hope that you get on all right with that. I also think that this sentiment, birthday wishes, would be quite good. That could be quite a good sizing. So do remember to mix and match your sets, because there are often sentiments in others that would be that you can use. So for example, this set here is a really cool set. This is the mom and dad set, and obviously if you're doing a card for your dad, then this is great. It's kind of, Dad, you were right about everything. You're my favourite of all my parents. You can have thanks Dad, I turned out awesome. Lots of good combinations in that set. I really like that one. But this isn't going to be for my dad. This isn't going to be for my niece. I don't think so. I think this is one that I might have made for my nan, if she was still around. So I'm going to look for some dies here. We've also got sentiment dies in a birthday, which would be quite cool. So I'm just going to have a little ferret through, because I do think I'm going to make a pretty little background with these balloons. So I'm thinking maybe a frame die is going to be quite cool for this. And again, I've got so many pretty die sets, but I also think that this one here could be quite cute. I've got a bit of an idea of what we could do with that. That could be I'm going to keep that to one side. There's also the window die. That is quite a good one. What else have we got here? The scalloped slimline is a good one, but I feel like I want something a bit smaller. So this scallop die is very cute. You could also do a slimline. Oh, there's so many different options here. Hello, Ant. Ant has just poked his head in to say hello. Yeah, it's good that you're here, actually, if you would just like to hang around for a minute. Oh, he's gone away. You're here. Well, I wondered if you would like to help me with our other little announcement.
Sure.
So let me move these. These are some of the options that we're going to use today. But I have a couple of extra helpers in the building that Ant's going to introduce you to right here. So this
one's Arnie.
This is helper number 1, Arnie. And if we can capture the other one.
And this one is his sister.
This is helper number 2, Maisie. So they are very cute, but they're very wriggly.
To look at the camera.
They're very wriggly. Oh, she doesn't like it. They are very wriggly. They do like climbing on my desk and keeping me company in here. Meow, meow. So yeah, they're already up to tricks, but they are tiny little Russian blue and Maine Coon cross kittens. They are just over 9 weeks old. We've had them for about a week now, and they are really starting to settle in. So we've kept it quiet for now because we wanted to get them settled in first.
Yeah, they're pretty settled now.
They are.
They're really starting to come into their own character-wise. As you can see, they're very similar. So up until today, we actually had a little tiny Velcro collar on Arnie, so that we could tell them apart. But we can see the different characteristics. Maisie's a bit fatter.
Yes.
And a bit browner. She's the one that's got sort of no fear, really, and she's a bit naughty. She's a bit naughty.
She loves to play with cables. So she's trying to play with my phone cable, and now they're standing all over the keyboard, so they'll probably switch you off if we're not careful. So I'll just move that out of the way.
Arnie just sat there being a good boy.
He's a good boy. She's up to no good. She's adventuring. Yes. You have to grab it. So what's this? What have we got here? So yeah, so this is their first live performance.
There you go.
So excuse them if they're not fully cooperating, because they are not used to live TV. Oh, hello Heather, hi Emma. Emma says they're so cute. Lucky little kittens having you two fur parents. Oh, that's cute. Yes, we've decided, Heather, that now would be a good time to introduce them to everyone. You're going to be bombarded with pictures in the future as well. So I thought we better warn you. Oh no, she's got some washi tape. That's not for you. Is that? Yeah, that's Maisie. It's still a little bit hard to tell them apart because they're so similar still. But I think as they grow, we'll definitely...
Yeah, you can't really see their faces at the moment, so they just look like 2 Halloween cats because they're black, don't they?
2 little black fluff balls.
They're very cute. They're giving us lots of... We had a hole to fill, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we've felt more normal since they've been around, haven't we? You know, because there was just a gap, wasn't there? A huge gap. So... And they're also keeping us very busy, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Looking
after kittens was so high maintenance.
I know. But they are so cute. So they've been following me about. They've been keeping me company while Ant's been at work. Because Ant's had a really tough time the last couple of nights with all the fires that have been going on with the weather.
Well, yeah.
So the days have been just as bad, but I feel like the nights are worse because
the days are worse because we're in the out in the sun.
heat. Yeah, that's true. So yes, they've wandered off to find something else to poke now. Come on then, let's have you off here because you're going to end up getting yourselves in a right old tangle. Oh, she's grabbing all of the wires. Come on. Oh, Leo. So, time for babies to go then. You can stay in here if you want, but obviously
Do you want them in?
they can stay if they want to. They might have had enough now. They might not want to stay. No. So, there you go. That's your introduction to our new little babies. Aren't they so cute? So yeah, they like to play in here while I'm working, which is nice. That's keeping me company. Have you lost something, hon?
No, just reading the comment.
Oh yeah, so I can't keep up with all of the comments. Annalisa says she's so happy for us both. Lauren says, oh, you needed that. They're so cute. Jess says they're so cute. Hello, fluffies. Yes, they're brother and sister, Annalisa. There were 4 in the litter, and we took 2 of them.
We wanted to take all 4.
Yeah, we did want to take all 4. Lauren says now my teaspoon's chatting about kittens. Oh dear. And Annalisa says she can't imagine fighting fires in the heat. It's been tough, hasn't it, for you? Definitely.
Yeah, it's been probably the hardest week.
Set of shifts,
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely.
Yeah.
Very tired.
You've done very well. You've done really well.
But
So
with to tell the tale, you know, some people have been unfortunate enough to lose homes and properties. So
that's it.
you know, it's part of the job. It is what it is.
Well, thank goodness for you being out there and doing it.
Well, it was everyone out there.
I know. But you're all a team, aren't you? So, right then, I shall leave you to relax, and I shall meet you for some Love Island later.
Okay.
See you later, Ben. So yes, so I can't wait to see how big they get, Heather, or maybe not. I don't know. They're because they're crossed with Maine Coons. They could get really quite big. They've definitely got their dad's colouring. However, they are starting to show little bits of grey, which they get from their mom, who was the Russian Blue. So, and the Russian Blue, we've met the mom, and she's gorgeous, very, very talkative. And that was if you could pick, I don't know if the microphone would pick that up, but Maisie does a lot of trilling sounds, and they both meow all the time. So I think they're going to be quite a talkative pair. But they play together constantly. They follow each other around. They're never far from each other, which is so sweet. So yeah, we couldn't tell them apart initially. That's why Arnie had to have a little collar. But we've taken that off now because we're confident we can tell the difference between the two. And it just helped that one of them is a boy and one of them is a girl. So I'm just gonna they have knocked off my my heat tool here, which was just hanging over the side here. So I'm just gonna try and hang that back up if I can. Although I might have to find somewhere else for that to live because I think that's gonna get constantly knocked off. I'll just leave the door ajar in case they do want to come in. So, back to the story. We are making a card today, as well as talking about kittens. So, I have been in full prep for the new release mode as well this week, as well as also doing work on my little side hustle business with the nails. If any of you haven't heard about that, I have started a new business. Well, it's kind of a business. I mean, at the moment, it's just a hobby, if you like. But I want to build it up into a business as a nail technician. So I've been working a bit on that this week as well. So it's been a busy old week so far. So I've not really thought about anything other than new release. And I need to think about, you know, sometimes it's hard to get your head out of that space. So I'm going to have a little think about what I want to do for this little birthday card that we're going to prepare. Because I've not made a postage stamp like deckled kind of edge finish card for a long time, and I think this could be really quite cute because I've got an idea of kind of using the little postage stamps to highlight some of the images. Maybe could be quite cute to kind of build them up in squares like that. Does that make sense? Does that seem daft? Like you could stamp the images in the square, but then excuse me, have them layered up. So yeah, I quite like that idea. In my head it kind of works. In my head, but let's see if it works in real life. At the end of the day, it is just a piece of card, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to cut out the card base first, and I'm going to do that in white, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this this like postage stamped edged deckled edge, whatever you want to call it, finish. So I'm just going to cut quite close to where that's going to cut in the machine, because I want to save the rest of the cardstock for something else, but I also want to put it in the machine in a smaller piece because it will cut better as I place it on my plates. So you can see there, if I just get my plate, I can place it on a bit of an angle in the middle of my plate, and that's going to mean that I get a better cut first time, because I don't know if you can see this, if I try and sandwich my plates together, they're still super bowed. So that's why I like to do it that way. So, sorry for the noise there. Through. Because we're going to do this again, and so we're just going to pop this onto here, and this time I'm just going to cut across the top. And then this bit is going to be perfect for cutting out my little square pieces that I want to use. That's quite a cute little frame. So, pop that on there. Put this through. So this is going to be my card base. Sorry, I can't see all of your comments for some reason. It's not scrolling all the way down. So Annalisa says that's just like Bella and Luna. They are siblings, and when we first got them, we found it hard to tell them apart. And she thinks that would be pretty. I'm assuming the idea that I've got. Hopefully it will work. But let's see. Let's see. But yeah, that could be quite a cute little frame on the inside, couldn't it? I might keep that. So to make this into a card base, so I did get a standard size card base out, but I'm not going to use that because I think we're going to use this as a slimline card, just like this. So I'm going to get my scoreboard here, and then I'm going to take one of my my pieces. I can hear them running about next door. That's very, very cute. And then I'm going to, I think I'm actually going to do the score line. I'm trying to straighten it up, but I think I'm going to do the score line just about there. It doesn't really matter so much. I like there to be enough space here for me to be able to get a good adhesion. Jane says, hi, just watching the sound off while she tries to get one of her little people to sleep. Oh, good luck. Good luck with that. It sounds like you've all got lots of things going on. So yeah, I appreciate you joining me, even though you've got stuff to do and stuff going on. I know it's a super busy, we've got super busy lives, all of us. So that they're going to adhere together, and that's going to create my card base, but it's going to be portrait rather than landscape. So, and this is really good cardstock. It's pretty sturdy. It's going to stay upright without any issues once those two are adhered together. Now you can use glue, you can use tape runner. I've got some super strong tape runner, but because this has got a pattern that needs to be matched up, I am inclined here to use glue, because that means I can move it around a little bit in order to get the pattern perfectly lined up. And it may be that one side doesn't quite fit as that one didn't there. It didn't seem to anyway. So let's pop that in place. There we go. So that stands up lovely. Very nice. So I'm not going to open it up too wide yet, just because I need it to adhere. Oh, I didn't line that up very well on the back. Let's remove it a little bit. That's better. Not done a very good job of that at all, even though I used glue. Let's try that again. Perfectionist, you see, means I have to do it absolutely right, even though nobody's probably going to know. Nobody would even notice, apart from me, but because I've noticed it, I'm going to have to do that again. Let's get it right this time. The mistake I made was I should have put the folding side, like matched up the folding side rather than doing it the other way around. I think that was the mistake. Okay, so that's better. Sorry, you could see my head there, couldn't you, in the view? Just making thank you cards, says Heather, for Blake's teachers with the Crafty Cat set. Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. I love that, because I think that is a great set for that. Actually, this piece that we had as a spare is the perfect size to do that that layering piece in the middle. So I'm going to use that because that works out perfectly. And then I'm going to stamp some images for us to cut with the other dies. And let's see if I can get this lined up. So, pop that there. Let's try this on my Facebook is doing weird things. Is everybody okay? Everybody's still got yeah, we seem to be okay. It's just a bit of a delay, I think. Just seems to be doing weird things. I can hear lots of running about in the background. Little kittens running around and playing, which is very, very cute. Right, I need a bit of stamping card. Let me just zoom over this neck of the woods. Let's see what we've got in here. stamping card. Oh yeah, that's a nice piece as well. That was a bit thicker book, but this is a good weight. So let's go back to this. So this is the layering piece just there, and then we've got our other elements. Hello. Here, and maybe here, like this. Some of my thoughts is to maybe do a bit of a tumble of these images like this. Don't know if it's going to work, but we can try it, can't we? So the thought is that I'm going to need two of the bear, because one's going to go there and one's going to go there, you see. So it's going to be a bit of him in both of those. So I just need to stamp him twice. Let's just move these out of the way. And get my stamping platform. What are you two doing? Alright, I'll play. Tape to hold it in place. So let's pop him this way. Now I need to make sure that there's enough space around him as well. So because I'm going to do this and then this. So okay, that one seems fine. And I don't need all of him actually to be stamped on either one. I just need the bottom bit of one and the top bit of the other one. But hopefully it'll all make sense. So what else is everybody else up to tonight? Heather's crafting. Claire and Jess, you normally craft along. What are you guys up to? I'll use my little air hockey puck thing, which is really fun. And I need to just wipe this clean. But I was considering whether I didn't move my stamp, I just moved my paper, but I think I'm trying to save a little bit of paper here, because I also want to stamp this little guy as well. So I'm thinking that, but I need enough space around them, so this might not work because he needs a full square around him. Oh, I messed up my paper there as well, so it wasn't quite dry. But I only need the top part of this. So let's just see. That could work if we do those side by side. So if I move that into that space, that hopefully gives me more room. Okay. This is just me being tight and saving on paper here. You don't have to do this. But I'm just going to stamp up the bit that I think I'm going to need, which is the top portion of the bear and the little mouse. And then there shouldn't be any overlap. No, that's perfect. And then we just do this. Which should work. Beautiful. So that's that. And then before I colour these in, so now these are all stamped. Now you would, there are coordinating dies with these, as usual, but we're not going to use those today. We're going to cut these into squares. So I'm just gonna, listen to you two. But I'm going to use my other balloon stamps for my background. So if I cut out my little bear here, let me take him out because he's sticking to these bits. Move this guy out of the way. So yes, so the idea is that if I cut him out, oh, I might have cut him too close now. What an honour, because I need him kind of. So let me just think about I want this one to go like this, this one to go like this, don't I? Like so. And then this one to go like that. So it's kind of going to go, well, he can be tipped up, can't he? I guess. So, yes, but that isn't quite going to fit. So I'm going to have to restamp my little mouse, which is annoying. Listen to YouTube. So let me just slot this under here, because that's where I want my bear to be, so that the balloons sit there. Okay, I knew I'd put him in the wrong place. Not to worry, it's just a bit of cardstock. So Claire says she's painting rocks that you brought back from the Lake District. And what are you painting on them? Are you personalising them, or what's the plan? So let's just pop this through here. Get the cutting bit right, because if the cutting bit isn't right, then and you've already coloured it in, then you have a bit of an issue, aren't you? So this guy was going to go there, and then this guy, so his face is there, isn't it? So yeah, that's quite cute. So face there, that there, and that's going to go about there. Let's try that. See what happens. What's the worst that could happen, Maisie? So I'm just going to cut this out and put it through my little machine. The one thing that does worry me about them being in here is that I have a chair that is on wheels, and they get underneath it and I wheel my chair back, and I'm worried I'm going to wheel over one of them. Heather says it's Blake's bedtime, back soon. Good night, Blake. And Claire says currently a lion, so cute, animals or sentimental moments from our trip. That's a lovely idea. That is a really lovely idea. I love how crafty you guys are. So you see that then matches up there. So that's quite cool. So I might twist it around a little bit more so that he sits somewhere like that. And then we need to stamp our little and I'm going to I might do the bigger, that might be too big, because what sentiment am I going to do? Let's have a look if we did just have a very good day, which could kind of sit in there, and then where's that one gone? Can't pick it up with my nails, but that can sit just there. That's cute. Okay, so this is the size that I want. So So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out first this time. So this is another way of doing it, is to cut this out and then stamp our little image. So then we know we're putting it in the right place. So I'm just going to use my little craft buddy machine, which is super handy. Hello kids, running riot in here, just checking underneath my wheels, so I've not got a cat. Yeah, they're so tiny at the minute that they are just like getting everywhere, and it is a bit like, and they're also, because they're so dark in colouring, that they can go into like little nooks and crannies and you not even see them. So there's been a couple of times where I've thought I've lost one of them, and they've just literally been in the shadows. But I've not seen them. So shall we risk it for a biscuit and try and just stamp this one freehand? Could be quite a scary thing to do, but especially when I'm not using the right size block. But sometimes it is easier to do it this way than with a stamping platform if you are doing it on an already die cut piece. So let's see, where do I want him to be? Probably about there is bang on. So I'm just going to firmly press that down. Sorry, my head was in the way there again, but I just want to make sure that I've got a good impression all over that, and that's worked beautifully. Oh, I love that. Right, okay. So let's give this a bit of a clean. So I need to think about colour palette now, and I feel that, you know, we need some bright, fun colours for a birthday. I'm ashamed to say that I don't know what my nan's favourite colour was, which is a bit of a shame because I would like to have known that. She did pass away a number of years ago now. I will have been in my early 20s. I'm in my late 40s now. So, yeah, there's definitely, you know, a bit of time passed. So I'm not really sure about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a little bit of a palette, and I might use our enamel dots as a bit of inspiration here, because these are some great fun colours to use, and I do really like the mix of some of these. Yeah, I'm thinking these three colours here are pretty funky. I'm a big fan of, I am terrible because I'm a big fan of the pink, orange and yellow at the moment. But I'm thinking maybe pink, yellow and green to mix it up a little bit. Let's try that. I'll go with a bit of peach flamingo. And I need my little stenciling doodah. So what I would perhaps do with this is maybe do a bit of see those three colours just giving me absolute life, but we could go with a bit of Twisted Citron, and I think that would look very cool also. So I am going to go with that for today, just to mix it up a little bit. But you could go with speak with your mouth. You could go with the confetti stencil, but I'm actually going to create a bit of a pattern using some balloons from the stamp set, because I think that is really fun and cute. So I do have a couple of new brushes here that I'm taking for a spin. Haven't changed any of my brushes in the longest time, so I felt like maybe it was time to do that, because I've been using them for the past 2 years, maybe longer, and using them week in, week out. So this Twisted Citron doesn't look very bright on camera, and it's almost the same as the squeezed lemonade. So I'm going to go in with a bit of mowed lawn over the top, and that'll just help brighten that up a little bit. I am going to keep going back into that Twisted Citron to overlay it, so we're still getting that vibrant shade. You see how that's just deepened that green, so it looks really, really pretty now. Love that. So pop those back on there, and let's go in with some more of our squeezed lemonade. And just blend those together. Oh, love that. I've been doing some ink blending this week as well with some new stencils that are part of the new release. My fingers were totally inked up because of how hot it was. So my fingers were sweating, you know, my whole being was sweating. It was so hot in here. I was actually so grateful that we didn't have a live scheduled until tonight, because under these lights I think I would have just turned into a puddle of goo, for definite. But I did manage to get some samples made with the stencils, but I was using some texture paste for one of them, and because it was so hot in here, bits of it had already started to like dry up and yeah, and clump. So that was tough, and it just made me worried about the rest of, you know, some of my products doing the same because of the heat. And although there isn't, so I had the blinds closed to try and prevent any sun coming through and affecting anything, but it's just so warm in here, it was just so close that there was no avoiding it really. So yeah, that was, so I was struggling because I was getting my fingerprints in everything, and it was just looking a bit of a mess. But, well, I was a mess, let's say that. So let's just have a little look at what this is going to look like. Oh, I've got a bit of ink on there, but that's okay. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. We're going to have our sentiment across the middle there, and our little bear down here. So yeah, so then in the background I want to do some of these so yeah, I want sentiment here, like so. So that's looking quite good, isn't it? Let me just get rid of these because we've done with the ink blending portion. So pop those in there. So who's excited about the new release apart from me? I love this release. There is so much in it. You're going to absolutely love it. I know you're going to be just absolutely buzzing for it. I am going to be taking some of it onto TV on Hobby Maker. So that's cool. But it will be released the day before, which, you know, on our website. But there are sometimes some really cracking deals on Hobby Maker. So I'll be able to let you know when we do the release what is best to perhaps wait for on Hobby Maker. And Hobby Maker do an amazing thing with their postage where you only pay, like say you order from 3 or 4 different companies in that day, you only pay 1 P&P, even though you might have placed several orders throughout the day. So I think that's really very, very cool. So I'm going to get my couple of stamping blocks here. So I've got 2 slightly different sized balloons here. And then there's also some other little stamps. So you've got a heart, you've got an XO, and then a little dot that you can create like confetti or little spotty balloons. So some really cool things. So I'm going to do my best here to do a little bit of tone on tone stamping of these balloons. And actually I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper because I'm going to do a little bit of kind of off the paper stamping. So these are not going to be stamping perfect because you can see that Distress Oxide ink doesn't stamp perfectly because it's not really meant necessarily for stamping, but I do like it for stamping. Now you can do a little bit of second generation stamping as well if you want it to be a little bit less you know, maybe not quite as bright. And I am going to try some Twisted Citron as well. See what that looks like on the green layered up. See, that blends in quite a lot. So I'm going to do that a little bit higher up over the yellow. I think that's going to look nice over the yellow. So we'll just do a couple of bits there. And then we've got our larger stamp here. And I'm just going to do, see, I can see there that I've not got the full coverage on there. So let's just put that one down there. Looks so cool. And we'll have this one just going off the side there. And this one there. And I think I'm going to do a few more of the lighter ones. Just overlapping. There. That's quite cute. So let's just have a look, see where our pictures are going to go again, so that we know we've got a good amount of kind of balloons showing in the background. Yeah, that's looking cute. So I think maybe a little bit of a darker one down in this corner. So that's pretty good. So I'm happy with that. So now we're going to move up to the pink area. And the yellow I don't think is going to show up, but I'm going to have a little go, a little play, and just see if that shows up over the pink a little bit. Just trying to vary kind of the positioning of it a little. That looks quite cute. I like the little bit of the pop of yellow actually. Let's see if that works down there as well. Not so much, but I'm happy with it. Got a bit of green on there now, but that's fine. It actually shows up more on the pink than I thought it would, so that's really cute. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to do a larger one. Annalisa says, is it humid there, Joe, in addition to being hot? Oh, it was. I mean, it is calmed down so much now. So we had some rain in the night, which we desperately needed. because it was just, I mean, I know we're wimps with it because a lot of places have heat like this on the daily, but we are not used to it in this country in the slightest. We are not prepared for it. We don't have air conditioning. Our fans are pathetic. I mean, they were just blowing round warm air basically, so it was very, very uncomfortable. Just very close, very humid, really not pleasant at all. And the thing is that it wasn't really even that sunny. Particularly the hottest day was not really even that sunny. So it was very strange because you didn't get, I mean, it was too hot to be out in it anyway. You didn't want to be out there because it was just so ridiculously hot. Right, I think that looks pretty cool. So we've got like the colour moving through the background, and we can add a few little dots and things if we want to. I might do, just to see what that looks like, because we can do that in, oh, I put those in the wrong place. Let me get the little dot. Get my, oh, sorry, I made the camera wobble there. But if I just place my dot on this little, I'm just going to try and put you back in place. If we do a few pink dots about the place, don't know how many will be seen, but we'll do those, and then we just wipe that off on my chamois. And we'll do some in the yellow. See if they can, I mean, a lot of this is going to be covered up as we know, but it's nice to have the bits, see this, the yellow is not really showing up on anything other than the pink, so I'm not going to do that anywhere else. Hello there, you having a little wash? Has your daddy fed you? I wonder. And some green dots here. We'll just bring this bit all together. Little bits of confetti. And you can overlap that with the some of the balloons. That's absolutely fine. So just randomly placing some of those. Like I say, a lot of it's going to be covered up with our pattern, but that's cool. Okay, so that's that. So now we've got our colour scheme, we know what's going on, I can have a look at colouring in our images now. Oh no, actually I might, while we're stamping, I might stamp this sentiment, because then that's all our stamping done, isn't it? So I'm going to use some, I'm going to stamp it directly onto the background with some VersaFine, and I'm going to use my stamping platform to help me get it lined up properly, because that is always a help, and always it will also mean that hopefully if I do need to restamp it, I can feel a cat poking my feet. So again, just using, what you poking me for? I feel you're trying to stop, are you trying to climb up my leg? Feels like you might be. So if I do that, I love this background, how cute is it? Do you want to come up? Oh, sorry baby. I can feel like, I think I can smell somebody's been in the tray. Do you want to come up here? That's it. You can come up if you want. There we go. He's come and sat on the chair next to me. I think he was trying to climb up my leg but couldn't get a grip. So I think that looks like that's in pretty straight, I think. Let's go in there. Now you could stamp this onto white if you wanted to, and then die cut it out. I'm going to stamp this twice because I'm stamping onto Distress Oxide and Tappy Tap, and it's sucked up some of that ink. So doing it twice means we get a lot clearer finish. So I think this is just such a versatile little stamp set, because there's so many different things you can do with all of the balloons to make your own little background. You can use the balloons on their own without the rest of the images even. Balloons are always great to have in your stamping stash. So let's move this and move this because we don't need that anymore. So, using this as my guide, I'm now going to colour in our images here. So, let's have a look. Can I get to my colours? So my bear, I think I'm going to do him. Should I do a grey bear or a brown bear? I think a brown bear is going to be cute. So I'm going to go with go with some E30s for this guy. E31, E35. Try and keep him a little bit neutral. So E31. I'm going to start with this one because it is a fairly mid-tone kind of a colour, really. Oh, hello, you've made it up there as well, so they're both here now. So I'm going to get most of this colour down on here. So they really are keeping me company, these two, which is, you know, because I work from home, I'm home an awful lot. I really did miss having a little friend around to keep me company and, you know, somebody for me to care for. So yeah, it's been nice them just kind of following me around and hanging around. I know Ant's a little bit like, why are they following me? But he's been at work so much, and I know he's really, you know, upset that he's not been able to spend more time with them. But he's had heroing to do. There's been some real bad house fires in and around our area, which has been really scary. You know, I would hate to be those people that have had to go through that. But lots of warnings for people, you know, to not be having barbecues in the countryside, to not be setting fire to rubbish in their gardens. But these are all things that I think, are they not just like common sense? You know, why are people having to be told this? Really, but unfortunately they are, and this is where a lot of the grass fires and fires in the woods are coming from, and the wind really picked up, which then helped spread a lot of it, and then, you know, it spreads to people's houses, and it's just a nightmare. So yes, it's tough. It's a tough one. I'm going to give him a brown nose. I think I might have to make that a bit darker. And then for the muzzle here, just some, sorry, that's E30 there. And I'm going to go with a bit of E30 for the belly as well. But I'm going to make the centre portion a little bit paler, which might be this shade. I'm just going to grab a little scrap here just to check the colour is going to coordinate. It's not quite the right colour, but it does work. And I don't think I fully blended this little guy in. There we go. That's that. And like I said, I think his nose might need to be a bit darker. So let's try a bit of E37. That's better, isn't it? And then, so I'm surrounded by all these lovely colours now. Bit of pinkish for the ears. Just add a little bit of pink in those ears and to his cheeks. Cute. So we've got a bit of that going on there. We're going to need some balloons. And this guy. So this guy I'm going to do in some, let's do some E50s. E51, E53. Is it then jump to E55? I might do E50 as a starting point there, because again I want him to be quite pale and quite neutral. So pop this colour all over. Give it a little wash. And then this is the E51, which is the milky white. And get that in there. A lot of the colour is going to be this. And then for our darkest shade, we've got the E53. I'm just going to put that in the areas of most kind of shadow here. Coming to life already. So there we go. Just mix that in, blend that in. Very, very kind of simple and delicate. And then the R20 is going to be great for in the ears and for this tail. Lovely. So I'm going to use this to help me with my colour palette for the next portion. I'm going to go with the fact that this is going to be kind of here. I'm going to go with pinks and yellows for my balloons. So pinks wise, RV13 and 14 I think are a great combination. And yellows, I'm going to go with, I want some really nice bright yellows actually here. YO2 as a canary yellow. Let's have a look at that. Oh, lovely acidic kind of a colour. And then yes, they're pretty much on the money, I would say. Let me just have a little think about this from an let's have a look at this shade of colour, because I think that's a really pretty colour. RV21 and 23, and then we've got this as kind of the brighter pinks. Love that. Yes, I think that's going to work pretty well. So let's have a see. Pink, 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 yellow. Bright pink in the middle. That's my thoughts. Jenny says, oh, this is looking good. Sorry I had to disappear for a bit to do the voiceover for an upcoming Time for Tea video. Yes. Excellent. Love that. And Annalisa says she's colouring along with me, not feeling too great as my throat hurts from screaming at a concert. What concert have you been to, Annalisa? Tell us all about it. I haven't been to a concert for so long. But my mum and dad and I are booked to go to a concert in November, actually. I had forgotten about that until you've just reminded me. So I am very much excited about that. So for my balloon, all I'm doing, keeping it super simple, is just, because this is behind the other balloon, I'm just adding shading around that area behind. For this balloon, I'm going to do this in these really bright yellows. They're almost green, really. Or it seems to me they look almost green, like a yellowy green, but they're not part of that yellow-green family. But then I'm going to add the darker portion underneath and kind of swirling around. And then the little balloon in the background is going to go with my paler pinks. And I think it's sometimes nice to do a colour combination like this rather than being so literal and doing green, pink and yellow. Because even though they're the colours that we've used in our background, it can sometimes just be a bit too literal and not look, I don't know, it just, there's something about it being not quite to the colour scheme that makes it look a bit more intentional, if that makes sense. Annalisa says she went to see Rick Astley. Oh my goodness. He was part of the New Kids on the Block concert tour. He only sang 5 songs, but I screamed so hard. I also got to high-five him as he left stage. Oh my god, that's so cool. I saw him when I was a teenager in Toronto. This time I travelled to Buffalo. I loved it. That sounds absolutely awesome. Oh my god, I remember Rick Astley. He was amazing. Shani, hello to you. How are you doing? What are you doing? These two are suckling quite a lot, which is worrying me a little bit. So Shani's asking, can I please ask what the cheapest place to buy Copics? The cheapest place that I've come across, and anybody else who's watching may be able to correct me if they've found any others, but Cult Pens is the cheapest that I've come across. So yes, Cult Pens, C-U-L-T. They're absolutely awesome. So I've just put all those away, and actually I might need some of them. I need my E33 and 35, maybe a bit of 37 there. I need colour. So this is where the intention kind of comes in, because this portion, because he's in the pink side, I can use some greens here to bring that green in. So greens that we might like. This is a perfect combination, the RG17. Oh, so cute. RG17. Let's have a look what goes with RG17. I'm thinking maybe, let's try this colour. Oh no, that's too green. Too green. No, no, no. No, no, no. What about this new leaf? Ooh, maybe a bit too similar, but I quite like it. Let's go with it. Thank you. I've had Copics before. I use illustrators now, which I love, especially for the price. But I miss some of the Copic colour combos. I need to get over my full set syndrome. Well, you know, do you? I'm such an enabler. I'm so terrible. But no, you don't. I'm the same. So I've got a chart. I've been using Copics for as long as I can remember, and I haven't got the full set yet. Are you two just listening to me talking? These two are falling asleep next to me. That's very cute. So I don't have the full set of them yet, but I am working on it. So whenever I need to replace a colour, so if it's dried out for whatever reason, I to justify the purchase of it, because obviously you've got to pay for your postage and so on. I have a look at what gaps I've got in my stash, and I fill it with those, with those options. I've forgotten his little nose, and I forgot his little rosy cheeks. Cute. So I'm going to use a bit of a warmer yellow here for the candle flame, because it does tend to just be a little bit warmer than your average. I'm not going to match it to our other colour, because that wouldn't make sense. So I'm just going to add a couple of warmer yellows there, and then, like I say, for the cupcake itself, I'm going to use the same brown family that we use for the bear, but this darker shades, because I'm creating a kind of maybe a chocolatey muffin kind of a vibe. So I'm just going from the outside in and then doing a little bit along the bottom there, and just blend that together. And then with my darkest colour, which is the E37, I can add a little bit of extra shading around the outer areas to make it look like it's been, I guess it's been oven baked. That's the word I was looking for. So that's the main bit of colouring done. Now the bit that I'm just kind of conscious of here is that these are a very flat background, and I want to make them a little bit less flat. So my RV10 is a pale pink, but that doesn't seem warm enough. Let me try the RV11. That's a little bit, they're a little bit of a cooler pink for me, which is not really working for me. It could be that the R20 is the right colour. That seems a very purpley pink. Yes, that's a very purple pink. So I just want a very pretty pale pink colour. I think I'm going to say pink. Just to create a little bit of a background. Which one was that one? Because that actually isn't too bad now. I've looked at it. Now it's dried. It might work. That might be the Is that the RV10 once it's dried back? It's hard to tell, isn't it? Until it dries back. I think that might be it. Or we've got the R20. No, the R20 is too peachy. Too peachy. So I think the RV10 is going to be the one, actually. So yeah, what I'm going to do with this is, she says, the RV's 000 was too pale, but that could work as well. Okay, let's have a look at this, because I want to ground them a little bit, and at the moment they're not really grounded, but I like the white. So giving them a little bit of a ground might work. So if I use this be 000. And then one thing that I used to do back in the day, I don't know if anybody remembers doing this, but outlining your characters in grey. I'm just outlining them in this really pale pink, and it just gives them a little bit of a halo of colour, and it means that they don't look quite so flat. So I quite like how that's looking. And then here, where these are obviously going to go up into this picture, outline all of that in that same pink. So I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating now on outlining my images. Has anybody got any plans for the weekend then? How have we all managed in the heat actually? Jane says, has Joe got kittens? Yes. If you go back and watch the beginning of the live, they made their very first live appearance. I'm sure it will be the first of many that they will be making. And once this is done, I might do a quick little video on my phone so you can actually get to see their little faces. Because you couldn't actually see their faces, could you? So, so yes, that's just given us a little bit of colour. And I feel like it might be nice to just pull some of that colour in around the edges there as well. Just lightly feather in around the corners there. And the same, I could just do a little swipe colour around the edges. It's really subtle, but it's just really pretty as well. So that's that one. And then the same for this guy. I just need to give him a floor to sit on. So he doesn't look like he's floating in midair. Because you know, I just think it doesn't look right if you've got floating images. It's a bit too random, but I did debate whether I coloured in the background, but I actually like the white. I think it looks really effective against the colourful background. Plus we're going to be layering it onto a white card base, so we're going to have that you know, that white element running through. And this YV000 is so pale, just kind of evaporates into nothing really, which is pretty cool. Because like I say, I don't want there to be too much of a background, but a little bit of a background is pretty cool. I did wonder about whether doing some little dots of colour just to almost like the confetti in the background. That's quite cute. And because it fades back, it's not going to be overpowering in any way. Some of these away. That's our colouring pretty much done. We now can start putting this all together. Oh, my eyes are so dry as well in this heat. Just need to grab a tissue and blow my nose. It does make my nose run as well, the heat, for some reason. Okay, so we've got our card base here. Oh, if I managed to stick the bottom bit together. So this is on the front, we've got these guys. So now I'm contemplating, do I raise this up? I think I'm going to raise this up. I think it's going to look really cute if we do. So this is my super wide, super long piece of foam tape, which is almost at the end. I've been using this for about a year, and I use it pretty much every demonstration that I do. That's how long it's lasted me. We did do a really good offer on this at Crafting Live, so if any of you were there and joined us, you will have benefited from that offer, I'm sure, because it was an absolute steal of a bargain. And if you come to see us at Crafterama in Harrogate, we will be doing a similar offer there as well, because it's just so much easier for us not to have to post it, and it's so much cheaper for you not to have to pay for the postage, because they're so large. They do have to go in an extra large postage box, and then obviously the price of the postage increases to match it, which you know, unfortunately we do have to pass that on to make it, you know, viable for us to even sell the product in the first place. Excuse me. So that being said, it is you know, we would rather you get hold of it cheaper. Right, so I'm going to try my best to I just want to make sure that this is going in the right place. So I'm just going to add the tiniest little marks that you're not going to be able to see, hopefully, if I get this lined up right. Add some glue on, and then that corner and that corner should go there, so that that fits perfectly on there. There we go. So that one's going to go flat, but I'm going to raise this one up over the top of it. Jane says that she's so glad we've got some new furry family members. I know, we are so glad. It is made such a big difference to us already. I mean, we've only had them a week, and yeah, I can't tell you like the difference it's made to me anyway. I mean, Ant, bless him, probably not had as much time with them as he would have liked to because of work commitments, but it's I already feel a bit more like my old self. I miss Clyde and Rosie every single day, and just talking about them now could still make me cry because it's just, you know, it's been so awful. But these two are definitely making an impact and making life so much better for us. I feel like I want to raise this one up as well, just because I love the dimension, and I know symmetry wise you might say it should be laid flat like this one, but I'm not bothered. I like this. I like the dimension. Annalisa says this is such a unique design. I know it. I don't know where it came from. Annalisa says, having no kitties in the house at all would be so very hard. I'm so glad you decided to get some. I know it took us a long time to come, you know, to be feeling kind of ready for it, but we said we'd know when we were ready, and we did. And these guys, they were they were a rescue, but not a rescue, in that the lady who we adopted them from had adopted their mom, who they believed had been neutered, and they went out to play, and as it happens there was an unneutered Maine Coon in the area. Who would have thought such a thing would happen? So she didn't want to make any money from it. She wasn't a breeder of any kind. She wasn't, you know, doing it for that reason. It was literally, she got caught out and unwittingly, and wanted them to go to a good home. So we were referred by a lady who does deal with rescue centres, who said, "Do you know what? I think you would be the ideal couple for these little babies." So so technically speaking, not strictly rescue, but still rescued, if that makes any sense, because that's really, you know, what we're all about. But they needed a home, and we really wanted to do that for them. And I think the fact as well that we were willing to take them as a pair really was, you know, something that the lady was really happy about, because she wanted them to go obviously to a good home, and them being together is just ideal. So I'm adding some highlights to my image. I feel like my Jelly Roll pen might be a little bit, I'm hoping it's not being impacted by the heat so much. Feels a little bit unwilling to flow, but I think we'll get there. The white doesn't show up too much on the yellow, so adding a few little dashes here and there can really help with that situation. So you're adding highlights on the edge of the image rather than directly on it. And I do like to do that on fur, because again, I think it just gives that illusion of little bits of fur getting a highlight, which they do. So it's quite fun to do that. So yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that. And then the final bit to do, well, final couple of bits, if I can find my black glaze pen, I'll be delighted. Where's that gone to then? Interesting. That's not it, that's a gloss, not a glaze. There it is, right in front of my eyes. So your black glaze does sometimes get a little bit of a crusty kind of top to it if it's not being used for a while. So give that a wipe, and then just dot the colour where the eyes are, and that'll just give them a little bit of a sheen and make them pop. And then, I mean, that could be finished as it is, but because we used our enamel dots as our inspiration, it feels rude not to use them on the actual card. So I'm thinking that maybe adding a bit of green up there with an enamel dot would look great. I might need to crack this one open for a yellow. We've got a nice pink one, large pink one here that's just asking to be used, which I think that might look quite cool just there. A green we've used, so a yellow I think is going to be my next choice. And again, I think just popping that maybe behind there, that's quite cute. And a little green one, maybe a little titchy green one, and go there. A little titchy pink one here, very sweet. And a yellow one. Or shall we go with another yellow one here? Here. Oh, so many choices. I think maybe a little green one actually there is going to be a nice idea. Yes. Have I got 6 there? I think I've got 6 there, haven't I? do need a yellow one. Just hanging around up there. Down there. Just to that's so we've got this kind of a flow coming through the card there. Oh, I love that. I do love enamel dots. You have to have some enamel dots. If you haven't already got them, get them because they're awesome. So that's the card, and it opens like so, and it stands up beautifully on its own. We'll just open it up a little bit and it'll stand up lovely, and you've got all that dimension there going on. And if you wanted to, you could even add a bit of glaze here to your balloons, which is always a pretty idea. But it's so bright and fun. I love that. And just something a little bit different. I've no idea where the idea came from, but sometimes that's the way it goes, isn't it? So I hope that you've enjoyed that. I enjoyed making that. I wasn't expecting to do that, but I really liked it, and I like the way it's turned out. I hope you enjoyed meeting the kitties. If you missed that portion of the video, go back to the beginning and say hello to Arnie and Maisie, my two new craft assistants. And I will see you all. I will see you all next week for the new release. So there will be sneak peek videos on the run up to the release, which will be Friday. And I will be here on Thursday evening next week with the with a review of it all as well. So yeah, I'll see you all then. Have an awesome weekend, stay cool, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.